Okay, question 11 starts off with the partial fractions split for 4 marks. Notice there's an A term here. That's because the powers on the top and the bottom of these fractions are of equal order. Got an x squared on the top, and this is a quadratic on the bottom as well. A couple of ways you can work through this question. One is to start off by doing polynomial division to work out the value of A. And the second is to just make them equal to each other. I reckon the second way is probably the quickest, easiest way to go. Because we know that it's going to look like this. If they hadn't told us it was going to look like this, we either have to know that it's going to have this A term at the front because the powers are equal, or do the division. Okay, so as with all partial fractions questions, we're going to times by the denominator, times both sides by the denominator. Just makes it easier to work with. So that's going to give us A times both brackets. It's going to give us B times the 1 minus 2x bracket, and it's going to give us C times the x minus 3 bracket. The normal procedure is to let x equal a particular value that's going to reduce this down. So the first value I'm going to choose is x equals 3. That's going to allow us to make the C term disappear and the A term disappear and work out B. So on the left hand side, when x is equal to 3, we're going to have 1 plus 33 minus 6 lots of 9. And on the right hand side, this is going to be 0. B times 1 minus 6, and the C term is going to be 0. So we've got on the left hand side, we've got 34 minus 54, that's minus 20. And on the right hand side, we've got minus 5b. So that tells me that b is equal to 4. Oops. Next thing we're going to do is let x equal a half, and that's going to make this term disappear and this term disappear and hopefully allow us to work out c. So when x is equal to a half, we've got 1 plus 11 over 2 minus 6 times a quarter is equal to, as I said, this term's going to go, the b term's going to go, and we're going to have c times minus 5 over 2. 1 minus 3 is minus 2.5. I'm going to work out the left hand side. That's 5. So c is going to equal negative 2. And then finally, we need to work out the value of a. We know b and c now, so that's going to help us. And we just need to choose one more sensible value of x that we've not already chosen to make this reduce down. I'm going to let x equal 0. When it's 0, the left hand side is equal to 1. When it's 0, the right hand side is going to be equal to a times minus 3 times 1 plus b, which is 4 times 1, minus 2 for c times minus 3. So we've got 1 equals minus 3a plus 4 plus 6, which is going to, if I take this 10 away, that's minus 9 equals minus 3a. So a is equal to 3. It then says prove that this function is a decreasing function. A decreasing function is a function where the gradient is negative for all values of x. Okay, so a negative gradient for all values of x. So we need to find the gradient function. We need to find f dash x. We're not going to do it of this. I'm going to do it of the function we've found as the equivalent function for this f of x function using the values we've got from part A. So f of x is also equal to 3 plus 4 over x minus 3 minus 2 over 1 minus 2x. That's going to be quicker to differentiate than this. So f dash x is equal to differentiate this, they need to be in power form. So we need to rewrite it as x minus 3 to the minus 1 minus 2 lots of 1 minus 2x to the minus 1. And then we can bring the power to the front, take 1 off the power. The 3 is going to disappear. For the second term, we're going to have minus 4 times x minus 3 to the minus 2. We're going to times by the derivative of the bracket, but that's just 1. Same for this second term. Bring the power to the front, so that's positive 2. 1 minus 2x to the minus 2, but I need to times by the derivative of the bracket, which is negative 2. So that's going to become minus 4 over x minus 3 squared minus 4 over 1 minus 2x squared. Notice we can write this, I can take the minus out and write it as 4 over x minus 3 squared plus 4 over 1 minus 2x squared. Now each of these terms are always going to be positive. These are going to be positive for all values of x because I'm squaring the denominator both times. And then I'm going to times it by this minus 1. So the gradient for all values of x is going to be negative, which means it's a decreasing function. And for the third mark, we just have to explain that in words. So since 4 over x minus 3 squared and 4 over 1 minus 2x squared is positive or are positive, since they're both positive for all values of x, minus 4 over x minus 3 squared plus 4 over 1 minus 2x squared is negative for all x. Therefore, f of x is a decreasing function.